Strangers no more. Olivia Reed watched the sunset from her favorite bench along Crescent Bay's shoreline. The evening breeze carried the scent of salt and jasmine, a combination unique to this tucked-away coastal town she'd called home for just 8 months. Watercolor skies reflected in the calm waters as she sketched idly in her notebook, fingers smudged with charcoal. "You caught the light perfectly," said a voice above her shoulder. Startled, Olivia looked up into warm brown eyes belonging to a tall man with an easy smile. His dark hair fell slightly across his forehead as he gestured toward her drawing. "I'm sorry," he said, taking a step back. "I didn't mean to intrude. I teach art at the local high school. Habit of looking at people's work, I guess." "It's fine," Olivia replied, finding herself smiling back. "I'm still getting used to the way light hits the water here. Different from Chicago. I'm Nathan. Nathan Chen," he said, extending his hand. His palm was warm against hers, fingers gentle yet firm. "Olivia Reed." That chance meeting blossomed into coffee the next morning, which led to dinner the following weekend. Nathan showed her hidden tide pools and secret hiking trails leading to breathtaking views. They discovered shared passions for jazz music and terrible sci-fi movies. His laughter was infectious, his patience remarkable as he taught local history to disinterested teenagers, and his tenderness when helping Olivia navigate her new life in Crescent Bay made her feel seen in ways she hadn't experienced before. 6 months later, they moved into a small cottage with blue shutters and a garden that bloomed year-round. Olivia's illustrations for children's books could be done anywhere, and Nathan's family had lived in the area for generations. "You need to meet my mother," Nathan said one evening as they prepared dinner together. "She's been asking about you constantly." Olivia nodded, pushing away a flutter of nervousness. "I'd love to." Vivian Chen lived in an elegant Victorian house overlooking the bay. She greeted Nathan with effusive warmth, embracing him tightly before turning cool, appraising eyes toward Olivia. "So you're the illustrator," Vivian said, the statement neither a question nor a compliment. Her handshake was brief, her smile not reaching her eyes. Throughout dinner, Vivian spoke almost exclusively to Nathan, asking about his students, his colleagues, his plans. When Olivia attempted to join the conversation, Vivian would nod politely before redirecting to Nathan. "She's just protective," Nathan explained on the drive home. "Dad passed away 5 years ago. It's been just her and me since then." As months passed and their relationship deepened, Vivian's coolness remained unchanged. She never explicitly rejected Olivia, but referred to her as "your friend" when speaking to Nathan, despite their obvious commitment. When Nathan proposed during a moonlit picnic on their cliff, down on one knee with a vintage sapphire ring that had belonged to his grandmother, Olivia's joy was tempered only by the thought of Vivian's reaction. "She'll come around," Nathan whispered against her hair as they embraced. "She just needs time." But as they drove to share their news, Olivia wondered if time was something Vivian would ever willingly give her. Outside, looking in the engagement announcement dinner at Vivian's Victorian home felt like navigating a minefield. Olivia had spent extra time preparing, her caramel hair arranged in soft waves, wearing a modest blue dress that complemented her eyes. She carried a bouquet of Vivian's favorite lilies and a bottle of expensive wine. "Congratulations," Vivian said thinly when Nathan shared their news, her gaze fixed on her son rather than the sparkling ring on Olivia's finger. "This is unexpected." "We've been together almost a year, Mom," Nathan replied, his arm protectively around Olivia's waist. "Of course, darling." Vivian's smile tightened. "I just thought you might want to establish your career further before such commitments." Throughout dinner, Vivian spoke of family traditions, emphasizing the Chen legacy in Crescent Bay. "The Chen name goes back 4 generations here," she reminded Nathan. "Your father would be proud of how you're carrying it forward." When wedding planning began, Olivia's attempts to include her future mother-in-law backfired consistently. Vivian dismissed venue suggestions with faint criticism. "That's rather modern for a Chen family event," and questioned every decision from flowers to food. "I've prepared a guest list," Vivian announced one evening, sliding an extensive spreadsheet across the table. These are all the important connections your father and I cultivated. They should be included. Olivia scanned the document, recognizing barely any names. This would double our guest count, and we were hoping for something intimate. The Chen family has certain obligations, Vivian replied coolly. Nathan understands this, don't you, dear? Nathan squeezed Olivia's hand under the table. We'll look it over, Mom. Later that night, as they readied for bed, Olivia finally voiced her frustrations. She doesn't see me as part of this family, Nathan. I'm just some outsider who happened to catch your attention. She's traditional, Nathan sighed, pulling Olivia close. His fingertips traced soothing patterns along her back. The Chens have always married within certain circles. You're different, that scares her. Different how? Olivia pulled back to study his face. Independent, artistic, not from here. He kissed her forehead. All the things I love about you. Despite Nathan's reassurances, each interaction with Vivian left Olivia feeling increasingly invisible. At family gatherings, Vivian introduced everyone but her. During a dress fitting, Vivian accidentally referred to Olivia as Nathan's current girlfriend to the seamstress. The most painful moments came when Vivian spoke of the future. When you have children, Nathan, they'll need to understand their Chen heritage, she'd say, as if Olivia weren't in the room, as if these hypothetical children wouldn't be half hers. Olivia tried everything, researching Chen family history, learning to cook traditional dishes, even offering to incorporate Chinese wedding customs into their ceremony. Each effort was met with the same polite dismissal. You don't need to pretend, Vivian told her during one such attempt. Nathan appreciates authenticity, not imitation. 3 weeks before the wedding, during a final menu tasting, Vivian cornered Olivia in the venue's garden. Her voice was low but clear as crystal. You know, in Chinese culture, a woman becomes part of her husband's family completely. She takes their name, their traditions, their identity. Vivian adjusted her silk scarf. But that requires true commitment, true belonging, not just legal paperwork. Olivia's chest tightened. I love Nathan. That's my commitment. Love? Vivian echoed with a small, sad laugh. That's the beginning, my dear, not the qualification. The breaking point. The rehearsal dinner was held at the Bayview restaurant, where floor-to-ceiling windows framed the ocean sunset. Crystal glasses caught the light, casting prism reflections across white tablecloths as family and friends gathered to celebrate. Olivia should have felt happy. Tomorrow she would marry the man she loved. Yet Vivian's presence across the table cast a shadow over her joy. Throughout the evening, Nathan's mother had been meticulously polite while somehow managing to emphasize Olivia's outsider status with every interaction. Remember Nathan's high school graduation? Vivian asked his cousin mid-meal. How proud we all were. 3 generations of Chens watching him walk that stage. And now he's getting married, the cousin replied, raising her glass toward Olivia. Vivian's smile remained fixed. Yes, things change. As dinner progressed, Olivia excused herself to the terrace for fresh air. The night breeze cooled her flushed cheeks as she leaned against the railing, watching waves crash against distant rocks. Beautiful view! Vivian's voice came from behind her. Nathan's father proposed to me on this very terrace 35 years ago. Olivia turned. I didn't know that. Nathan never mentioned it. There are many family stories Nathan hasn't shared, Vivian said, her silk wrap fluttering in the breeze as she approached. The Chens have generations of history in this town, traditions, expectations. I understand that family is important to you, Olivia began carefully. Important? Vivian's laugh was soft but sharp. Family isn't just important, Olivia. It's everything. The Chen name carries weight here. Responsibilities. She paused, studying Olivia with critical eyes. Tomorrow you'll take our name, but that doesn't automatically make you one of us. The words struck like physical blows. What more could I possibly do? I've tried everything to connect with you. This isn't about me, Vivian interrupted. It's about understanding your place. Nathan is my only child, the last Chen of his generation. His children will carry our legacy. Our children, Olivia corrected quietly, hands trembling. Perhaps. But will they know what that means? Will you teach them their heritage, their responsibilities to this community? Vivian's voice remained calm, reasonable. Or will they grow up disconnected from who they truly are? Olivia straightened, meeting the older woman's gaze directly. They'll know love, acceptance, the value of kindness. That's the heritage I bring. Vivian's expression hardened. Sentiment isn't legacy, Olivia. She glanced through the windows where Nathan laughed with his cousins. The Chen name isn't just letters on a marriage certificate. It's earned, and I'm not convinced you understand what that means. Without waiting for response, Vivian returned inside, leaving Olivia alone with her thoughts and the relentless crash of waves below. Later that night in their cottage, as Nathan slept peacefully beside her, Olivia stared at the ceiling. Vivian's words replayed endlessly. The Chen name is earned. Not convinced you understand. She turned to watch Nathan's chest rise and fall, his face relaxed in sleep. She loved this man. Tomorrow they would vow to build a life together. But how could they succeed with this invisible wall between her and his family? An idea formed slowly, audacious in its simplicity. If belonging had to be earned, if the Chen name carried such significance, perhaps there was a way to shift this imbalance of power. Not out of spite, but as a declaration. I choose this family as much as they choose me. As dawn broke, Olivia slipped quietly from bed, already formulating her plan, claiming her place. Olivia's hands trembled as she dialed her best friend's number. Outside, the morning fog hung heavy over Crescent Bay, shrouding the town in misty gray. Mia, I need your help with something unconventional. An hour later, Mia's vintage convertible pulled into the driveway. With her bright red hair and perpetual grin, Mia had been Olivia's first friend in town. So let me get this straight, Mia said as they drove toward the county courthouse. You're going to legally change your name to Chen before the wedding? Is that even possible? I checked online. There's no law against it, Olivia replied, clutching a folder of documents. It's just paperwork and a filing fee. And you don't think Nathan will mind? Olivia gazed out the window at the familiar storefronts passing by. This isn't about Nathan. It's about making a statement. If Vivian thinks the Chen name has to be earned, I'll show her I'm claiming my place, not waiting for permission to belong. The courthouse stood tall and imposing at the center of town. Inside, fluorescent lights buzzed overhead as Olivia approached the clerk with determined steps. I'd like to file for a legal name change, she said, voice steadier than she felt. The process took less than an hour. Questions were asked, forms were signed, fees were paid. When it was done, Olivia held the receipt in her hand. Proof that in 10 business days, well before the wedding certificate would be processed, she would legally be Olivia Chen. I can't believe you actually did it, Mia whispered as they descended the courthouse steps. What about the wedding? All the place cards and programs already say Olivia Reed and Nathan Chen. They'll be keepsakes of a different sort now, Olivia smiled. Records of who I was before I chose my own path. That afternoon, while Nathan attended his bachelor party fishing trip, Olivia visited the calligrapher who had created their wedding materials. There's been a small change, she explained, showing the paperwork. The woman raised an eyebrow but agreed to make the adjustments for the ceremony script and marriage certificate. As wedding eve approached, Olivia maintained her secret. She rehearsed her vows with renewed confidence, each word infused with deeper meaning. This wasn't just about joining Nathan's family, it was about defining what family meant on her own terms. The wedding morning dawned clear and perfect. Sunshine sparkled across the bay as Olivia prepared in the bridal suite of the historic lighthouse venue. Her dress, simple, elegant ivory with delicate lace shoulders, made her feel simultaneously vulnerable and powerful. Mia helped arrange her veil, both women avoiding mention of the name change that would soon be revealed. When Olivia's father arrived to escort her, tears welled in his eyes. You're radiant, he whispered. Your mother would have been so proud. Even though I'm changing our name? Olivia asked softly. Her father squeezed her hand. Names are just words, sweetheart. It's what's behind them that matters. As the music began and guests rose from their seats, Olivia took a deep breath. Through the doorway, she could see Nathan waiting at the altar, handsome in his navy suit. In the front row sat Vivian, regal in pale blue silk, her expression carefully composed. Olivia stepped forward on her father's arm, not as someone seeking acceptance, but as a woman confidently choosing her future. With each step down the aisle, she felt a transformation, from Olivia Reed, outsider looking in, to Olivia Chen, claiming the family she chose to love. The officiant smiled as they approached, unaware of the quiet revolution about to unfold. A family of choice. "Welcome, friends and family," the officiant began as Olivia and Nathan stood hand in hand before the gathered guests. Sunlight streamed through the lighthouse windows, casting golden patterns across the hardwood floor. "We are gathered here to witness the union of Nathan Chen and—" He glanced at his updated notes, pausing momentarily. "Olivia Chen." A murmur rippled through the audience. In the front row, Vivian's perfectly composed expression faltered. Her eyes widened, lips parting in confusion as she glanced between the officiant and Olivia. Nathan leaned closer, whispering, "Did he make a mistake?" Olivia squeezed his hand gently. "No, I'll explain later." "Trust me?" The ceremony continued, a blur of beautiful words and promises as they exchanged rings and vows. Throughout it all, Olivia felt Vivian's gaze fixed upon her, no longer dismissive but intensely curious. "I now pronounce you husband and wife," the officiant declared finally, "though I understand the bride has already taken the initiative with the family name." Scattered laughter and applause filled the room as Nathan looked at Olivia with bewilderment and growing admiration. Their kiss was tender, a promise sealed before witnesses who had no idea of the quiet battle that had preceded this moment. During the reception, Nathan pulled Olivia into a quiet alcove overlooking the bay. "You changed your name already?" "When? How?" "Yesterday," she admitted. "I wanted to show that I'm not just accepting your name through marriage, I'm choosing it, claiming it. The Chen legacy matters to me because it matters to you." Nathan's expression softened. "You did this because of my mother, didn't you?" "Partly," Olivia acknowledged. "She made it clear the Chen name had to be earned, not just received. So I earned it, in my own way." Instead of disapproval, Nathan's eyes filled with understanding. He traced his fingers along her cheek with gentle reverence. "You are the most surprising woman I've ever known, Olivia Chen." They rejoined the celebration, dancing beneath twinkling lights as evening fell. Vivian remained distant, watching from the periphery with unreadable eyes. It wasn't until the cake cutting that she approached, requesting a private word with the bride. In a quiet corner of the garden, surrounded by climbing roses, the two women faced each other. "That was quite a statement," Vivian said finally, "taking our name before the ceremony." "It wasn't meant as defiance," Olivia replied. "More as commitment. If the Chen legacy is as important as you say, I wanted to show I don't take it lightly." Something shifted in Vivian's expression, not quite warmth, but perhaps respect. "Nathan's father would have appreciated your boldness. He always said tradition without purpose becomes empty ritual." "I'd have liked to know him," Olivia said softly. "He would have liked you." Vivian's admission seemed to surprise even herself. She reached into her clutch, withdrawing a small velvet box. "This was meant to be a wedding gift, though I confess I was uncertain about giving it until now." Inside lay a jade pendant on a delicate gold chain. "It's been passed to each Chen bride for 4 generations," Vivian explained. "A symbol of joining the family." "It's beautiful," Olivia whispered, touching it reverently. "You've shown me something important today," Vivian continued, her voice gentler than Olivia had ever heard it. "That protecting our traditions doesn't mean closing our circle. Perhaps it means finding those brave enough to claim them as their own." She hesitated, then added, "May I?" Olivia nodded, turning as Vivian fastened the necklace around her throat. The pendant rested cool against her skin, its weight somehow both foreign and familiar. "Welcome to the family, Olivia Chen," Vivian said formally. "Not because you married my son, but because you chose us as deliberately as we now choose you." As they rejoined the reception, Nathan's face lit up, seeing the pendant at Olivia's throat. No words were needed as he embraced both women, completing a circle that had always had room for one more. Later, as they danced beneath stars, Olivia realized that belonging was never about permission. It was about courage, the courage to claim your place in the story you choose to live. She had fought not just for Nathan's love, but for her own right to define what family meant, and in doing so, she had expanded the meaning for all of them.